Welcome to today's presentation on connecting purpose and vocation, brought to you by Bethel's Office of Career Development and Calling. Today we are going to be talking about your purpose, how your unique experiences and interests and how those connect to your vocation. When we think back to our first day of class, right? One part of this class is to help you better understand your fit in or out of healthcare. If you've decided that healthcare is not the right fit for you, don't be discouraged. It's a positive thing to narrow down your interests, and that includes shutting doors on what we won't be pursuing within a career. Remember, this semester is only A to B on your career path, not A to Z. That is, you've moved forward down your career path, but for some of you, you still don't know exactly where your path will end up. We'll be using the journaling worksheet throughout today's session to help guide your final paper. So have that ready with you and something to write with. For your final paper, you will be writing a 2 to 3 page paper, and during your final exam period, you will be getting into small groups and briefly summarizing your paper and discussing in your group what you've discovered in the class. Please refer to your rubric for any more information, as well as chat with your professor regarding any questions that you may have. Pulling up that worksheet, let's jump to the section titled "In Preparation for Writing This Paper." Notice all of these things that you can and should look back to as you work through this paper, such as journals, the website onet.org, your Myers-Briggs report, and any other assessments that you may have taken outside of this class, and assignments like the informational interview. Moving down to the section titled "The Paper." Notice the 6 sections include introduction, current career interests and goals, personal abilities and capacities to succeed in this career, personal plan for vocation preparation, including 3 actions, conclusion, and references. Now, I want to do a quick reflection and discussion activity together. We will go through a series of questions, and I want you to either pause and discuss or journal down some of your thoughts here today. First, why healthcare? Remember back to the first time that we presented. We asked you, why healthcare? Then, secondly, we pointed out to this class that it might help you begin to explore your career path. We pointed out that your calling won't magically be revealed to you, and that's okay. So we want to spend some time answering the questions and things that have changed just in this semester. Spend some time, a couple minutes, reflecting and writing out why you're still choosing healthcare, or maybe why not healthcare anymore, and maybe a new direction. While you've already completed the informational interview assignment, we would love to hear some feedback on how it went. Take some time to jot down at least 1 or 2 things that you've learned from your interview, or maybe one thing that surprised you. Then, think about whether your experience confirmed that interest that you had in the field. If so, how did it? Did your interview make you reconsider anything? Hopefully, this activity showed you that there's value in asking questions to those who are already in the field. There's usually a lot more that professionals do that isn't shown on TV or social media. Professionals in the field don't simply know what they do on a daily basis, but also know the reputation of different hospitals or organizations. They know what team dynamics are like in their unit or division. They are the ones who know about the things that happen behind the scenes, some valuable information. Those pieces will never be written on a job description, but still contribute greatly to the job itself. I hope to encourage you all to continue to do these interviews on your own outside of this class requirements. The more interviews you do, the greater network you will have, and the more prepared that you will be. Moving on to what are you good at? What do you love doing? I want you to list out a couple of activities that you truly enjoy. When was the last time that you lost track of time because you were completely involved in something and completely immersed. Purpose is loaded. Might not look the same for all of us, and that's why I want to use these exploration activities to kind of learn more about things that really you enjoy and love. Don't overthink it. I want you to be as specific as possible. There are other prompting questions to get you to that big question. Think about those things that got us excited. Now, what are you good at? There may be some things that you've been complimented for by friends or family, or maybe some things that you've learned about yourself along the way. Don't feel like you're being too prideful, but maybe ask your family some of these prompting questions. If someone were to come to you for help, what would they ask you to help them with? Or maybe what courses or subjects are you doing the best in? And you could see a future in those areas. Moving on to answering the question of what does the world need? You'll be able to think of so many things, but what in particular do you personally feel that would make this world a better place? How would you like to make an impact? Which world problem are you passionate about trying to fix? Remember, go with your first thoughts. Don't overthink it, but try to be specific. Moving on to looking at this Venn diagram regarding your purpose. This is an illustration about how things kind of come together for you. So as we're looking to answer the big question of what is your purpose, let's start with this graphic. Looking at that outer circle, what are some things that you love? Again, what does the world need? Maybe you're getting paid for it. Maybe you're great at it. Looking at those outer rings and combining with the inner rings to see the overlap. That's where we're going to find some of our passion. So when we look at our passion, or our mission, our vocation, as well as our profession, those will all help equal your purpose. Now look back on what you wrote. What are some themes that you are recognizing, or maybe circle some words that come to mind as we're thinking of these things. Refer to some of these other resources that we have online as you are completing your worksheet. Websites like ONET or LinkedIn to search for occupations that have job responsibilities and descriptions similar to the things that you would be interested or would like to do. Start with these answers to explore where you fit and where you want your contribution in this world to be. This understanding of yourself is ever evolving as you learn more throughout your life journey. In conclusion, there aren't certain jobs out there that are jobs of purpose or other jobs that lack purpose. Your purpose is found when you discover that area of overlap, like we talked about. What are you good at? What does the world need? By discovering this overlap, you all will find roles that include helping people, even if you aren't the direct care provider. I want you all to think of a time where you were in school and your purpose as this season, recognizing that you are here today. Sometimes it's easy to get a few steps ahead or thinking that maybe your purpose will come to you later in life. We don't want to get caught up in that and also want to remind you that that is just not true. You can change the world today, and thinking about that in the perspective while writing your paper. The schoolwork that you are doing today, that matters. The things you are doing with your family, those matter. Your purpose for this time are those things. As we're looking ahead to the future, let's practice some of these exercises and working through the worksheet to truly identify your purpose as you see it. Use these activities that we've done in class together to help you with your final paper as you wrap up the semester. Thank you so much for your time and attention, and I wish you all the best of luck.